everyone, welcome to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast. I am Almighty Servant Charon, here to let you know you are power, you are light, you are loved.
Hi, beautiful heartbeats. I am back again, and we are going to continue with the discussion that I was speaking of last episode about being tested and having the love and prayer for people, even when you see the most corrupt of things. Okay, you guys, God put more thoughts in my head, more things that I saw in these videos yesterday or the other day. It's like months past now. Right now, it's November 18th, I think. But for you, it's probably February something when this episode is being put up. You guys, I was thinking of all the videos. I saw so many videos pop up in my YouTube feed. Some of them were about the Diddy case. Some of them were about people in Masons and how one was about an episode. Her father was a Freemason and how she would see him being possessed by actual evil spirits or demonic spirits, how they're conjured up, how they took over her literally later on in life, and all the things that she did and how she literally felt her life was being taken over. You guys, I'm going to apologize to you right now because I was moved to do an episode literally right now. So I am in my car sitting out about to go into Starbucks, so you're going to hear a lot of noise. Somebody's playing their radio now. Unfortunately, you might hear some car alarms and everything else, but just stay with me for this message, okay? It has to get out, and these things are what you call distractions, okay? So this woman was speaking about how she was basically possessed and these evil spirits would come into her and make her do things, sleep with people and this and that and that. And she said how these evil spirits were literally targeted specific spirits, one a woman, one a man, and they wanted different agendas, had her doing different things. Does that make sense? Okay. So she was saying she was going through all of that and doing these things that she didn't want to do, and she felt like she didn't have control, and she was literally kind of like the movie Get Out, when the person is in their body but they're like behind and they don't have control, and they're observing all of these things happen with their body, and they're trying to ask for help but they cannot. She said she only had control of her left hand. Okay, anyway. So she said during her AA meetings that she was saved because they start talking about God in a way, not necessarily God. She said they couldn't speak about God specifically because people had different religions, but they spoke about a form of spirituality, okay? And she said at one point she was going to take the lives of her and her kids because she felt she didn't want to be here anymore and she didn't want to leave her kids here to be in a demonic space. And when that happened, God, grace, source, our creator, the Holy Spirit of love. She said love just poured all over her, and she just felt love, true love, something she's never felt before come over her. And it moved her to not take her life or the kid's life. And then the Holy Spirit, God, source, our creator, whatever it is, started leading her directly on specific things to do to get out of the situation that she was in. Okay, why am I telling you this? I'll tell you in a moment. So that's one piece of the factor, okay? Now, people saw her doing these evil things, but she literally did not have control of her body, okay? Okay, so let's take it back. So there was another video that God had pop up in my head that I saw the same day. All these videos started coming through my feed, and I was listening as I was editing, okay? And one was a woman, I should know her name. You guys know who she is. She was a dancer and all these things at the party, and her boyfriend and whatever, I don't know. But what she was saying was that one of Diddy's sons, I think it was Albie Shore's son. Now, don't quote me on these things, okay? I'm not here for any case or whatever, and for things to be put through court and all this stuff. I'm telling you scenarios on why, even in the most corrupt things, we have to call for judgment and leave it to God to either destroy a person, rip them apart, or whatever needs to be done, because we do not know the reason, the core, the intention of what is going on. No matter how things may seem, there's illusions and all this stuff put into place. Okay, you guys? I mean, the masses, period, are paying taxes and all this stuff and so many other things. So you can't say that if you were in this, you would do this, because people are doing things that aren't right, are just for us right now all across the globe, and no one is doing anything about it. Okay, so you can't say what you would have done. No, absolutely not. Stop. Like, put your false ego to the side. Okay, pardon me for that little moment of temptation or whatever it was. Bluntness. Okay, but back to the point. So she was saying how the Diddy son allegedly gave her the address to the tunnels, and that's how she was able to say where the tunnels were, where they could find the tunnels that Diddy had going on. Okay, and when she said that, she said sorry, not sorry, to the son that told her, I'm telling, this needs to come out. I can't keep this private, something about doing your works to help free these children. We're going to be in this fight. Now, she said that he was going around, and some of the survivors would say that he went and he would sneak the victims food while they were locked out, or sneak them water while they were locked up in these situations, so they could try to make it through. He would try to sneak them and tell them, to try to hold on and it'll be okay. Okay. So you guys, sometimes the people that are within the corrupt situation are trapped there themselves. I think I said it in the last episode. Some of the people who are the worst offenders are sometimes victims entrapped themselves. Okay? 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 All right. Another reason why we need to leave the judgment and the reprimandation and the tearing off of heads are the saving of heads to God. Okay. This is why we should not judge, but we can most certainly call judgment. Okay. Now, later, after I recorded the last episode you heard, I was sitting here and I was thinking, with all these corrupt people, why would she put him on blast like that if he is in it? Like, the people who are in it will now come for him and try to attack him or whatever, and probably try to take him out, because she let it be known that he was, whatever, what do you want to call it? A mole? Not a mole, but like part of the reason they got caught, you know? And I was like, that was so rude of her, so evil of her, so whatever. Those were thoughts that wanted to pop into my head. But then I thought, whoa, people that pray can now pray for that boy for protection, and this and that and that and that and that can enforce and be like, God, please, if this is true, help them. But most importantly, you guys, uh, and we should start praying, you guys. If you don't pray, I mean, pray. And some of you guys have done some evil things, so you don't feel like you're worthy of praying. But these kids, these babies, not all of them have been horrible people and are paying karma back. Not all of them. So we really have to help them and the adults. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean that it's okay for people to argue and take your life and all these other things just for their entertainment or their rituals or whatever. Okay. Even that's a whole nother topic. I'm not gonna go into it. Well, I will later, but I would say that even the demons, even the devil doesn't respect them. Like, he's toying with them and just ready to rip them off the moment God says, go ahead, rip. It's so deep, you guys. But anyway, so that was another reason why it was important for me to be humble. Even though I was so hurt again, I was so enraged kind of again in my emotions. I was right there, like the enragement was right there, but I didn't let it tap into me to actually be enraged. Does that make sense? But that powerful bubble of fire of, I was right there, and I had to be in control of that fire and not let it tap into me and become that fire of trying to take people out, pray people out, whatever, when you don't really know what's going on. Okay. All right. Woo-wee. What is my point of this? Call for judgment. Pray to God for judgment, because some of the people, even the people that did the most horrific things, like even the people that might have taken lives, they could have been taken over by an evil demonic spirit at that moment. They could have not known what they were doing, okay? They could have been, like I said, bribed or their lives threatened and all these other things. There's so much into it that we do not know about, okay, you guys? So pray for judgment. Pray for judgment for the root of it. I know it's hurting a lot of you guys that don't have strong understanding and discernment, that it takes a lot to be able to come outside of it and see and not like have your feelings in it. It takes a lot to have that connection to God where you see them fall to the left and the right and you have to remain calm. It takes a lot, you guys. So if you're like in this and you feel so overwhelmed and you feel so hurt and you want justice so bad for these kids and the people trafficked and all the people, their lives taken and all these sorts of things, and you have that anger in your heart, give it to God. Pray to God for judgment and give God that anger seed that is within you. Do not let them use you, okay? For instance, take the Diddy son, for instance. If he really did give the address to the tunnels, if he really was trying to help those girls and sneak them food and give them a little bit of encouragement to help them make it through the night, like, that's the person that you went in and saw doing whatever because he had to, because he was technically a slave himself trying to survive within that, and you took his life or whatever, and he was the only thing that was keeping these other people alive and able to make it through that situation. We cannot judge, you guys, but we can most certainly call judgment. All right? I was told to pick up my microphone today. All the distractions have left because I chose to keep going no matter what. Oh, that message was for you. There's nothing more for me to say. That was the message, you guys, okay? Love yourself. Love everyone. I pray for peace, healing, and love throughout all of earth, and peace, healing, and love throughout your hearts. May you heal what's troubling you, and may we all find our way. Almighty Servant Charon, out.
I am the voice of Charon, an almighty servant of God, okay? I love you, love yourself, love everyone. You are power, you are light, you are loved. Make sure you subscribe to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast, where I speak about any and everything as soon as it comes to my heart. You are power, you are light, you are loved.
This episode is sponsored by Fearless Glory Publishing. Take the first step towards a life of true forgiveness and love with our best-selling book, It All Comes Up to Love, How to Truly Forgive via God's Source, our Creator. Order your copy today at ebook.almightyservant.com.